I'm on fire. Everything is on fire. Job done. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to another video. You join me on the second round of BMW wobbly wheel syndrome. I always seem to have issues with bushes at the moment, but it's good content for you guys. So right, so today I think we have an issue with the front lower wishbone. Let's crack on and get it sorted. Right, so the issue we're having is, once again, 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. We have, as you can see, some alarming amount of play. It is exaggerated by the fact I have already loosened the wheel nuts off, but as you can see, shouldn't do that. So let's get it off and I'll show you where it's coming from, I think anyway. I think for me it's actually this wishbone here. I think that's the bush that's actually failed. You can see here it's actually rocket backwards and forwards. You can actually see a slight bit of play in that bush there. It's quite tricky to catch on camera, but I'll try and sort of zoom in. If I rock this, I can see this whole joint moving that way. So let's crack on with that. I think that's the best joint to remove first and have a look at. The first bolt we need to remove is this one here. So yeah, so the bolt we're actually after is here. I have put some WD-40 on it for a few days and we'll just try and gun this off and see what happens. So this is an 18mm. This is not an 18mm. This is not a 19mm. 21. Okay, breaker bar it is. Right, so straight away, when I'm pulling on this side to side, I can actually feel it's completely hollow. Can you hear that? So this is definitely this that's causing the knock. So, and obviously the wobble as well. So this has definitely got to be changed. Use the Torx bit on the end here, and then we can crack this off. And we might have to take this bolt and this bolt off and pull this through so we actually loosen off the anti-roll bar linkage. So we'll do that now as well. Right, so I'm just going to use a T40, put it in the end of the actual ball joint just to stop this from spinning as I undo the nut. Last time I done this, I actually snapped a T40, and we could also be on the same path today. Well, as you all know, going to end up being an angle grinder job, which I'm so pleased by. But we will see if we can actually get away with it by jacking the car up and using the gun again. Out comes the trusty Halfords jack. Some progress is being made, and it's still not going to play ball. Please don't snap. Please do not snap. Be kind to me today, please. Nice and easy. Make sure this is not falling apart. Happy days. Right, incredibly nervous. Don't want this to snap. Really don't want that to snap. Time to get the muscles out. Right, got some bad news, ladies and gentlemen. My T40 is about to give up the ghost. Right guys, so it's full attack mode. Angle grinder, safety glasses. Let's see how we get on. I'm on fire. Right, continue the onslaught. Alright, due to the nature of the angle, I'm sorry guys about this filming, it's appalling. I'm just in danger of setting something alight, so please forgive me for that. And there you go, everything is on fire, job done. Right, next Right, so let's get rid of the death machines out the way. Remove that burning lava of molten bolt. Bye bye. The sun is shining, happy days. Right, so immediately I can see now it's hitting the top of the strut. So what we'll do now then is we will undo these bolts. Anyone want to sponsor me for a ramp, I'll love you forever. Right guys, so massive apologies for that, a bit of a farce of a film. So this is now loose. I've taken this off. So this is the anti-roll bar bracket which holds the anti-roll bar to the strut. So here 16mm, 18mm here and 18mm on the back. Just undo them, that's the pinch bolt for this strut. And what we now need to do is force this strut upwards and this hub downwards. So then we've got enough room to pull this out. So what I'm doing here is actually hammering down on the old arm. This has obviously never been out before, or not in a long time anyway. Right guys, so as you can see here, I've actually slid the hub down by that much, which gives you more room and access. So what we need to do now is go under the car, pull the tray off, and then we can get access to these two bolts here, and then this whole thing should just come off. Right guys, so I've pulled the tray down, so you can see here, and there's the exact same size on the back, so 2 18mm, so we'll zap them off now. Right, so we're out guys, finally. That's now out, so we can then jiggle, hopefully, if I just adjust the steering now. And there you go, so that's now out. You can see what I mean by the strut here. But because we've raised this up, it means there's enough room for this to come out. I don't know where you can see in there guys, but it is very perished. So that probably is the reason why this is causing me issues. Take this nylock nut off, take the boot off, grab old reliable, aka copper slip. Right, so we're gonna pretty much grease up as much as we can here, because it just aids everything to go back into place. So strut tower, the end of the ball joint, slide it in, like so, and you can see now that's now in. Please excuse this disc protector, it's a bit bent, I apologise, might have been me slightly. Right, so that's now through, so we can now do this nut back up. We won't do it tight at the moment, we'll just do it enough so we can keep it from all falling apart. Right, so that's now in. We can now secure this to the chassis mount. So another one of these bolts, so copper slip again. Right, believe me guys, as a car person, when you do this and come to take off again, it's so much easier. Right guys, so you join me again. Just to recap, main ball joint has been bolted in, and the chassis mounting point as well. What we now need to do is we need to raise the suspension up so that we can then slide this and attach this as well. We are sort of on the home stretch now, so it's not too bad. Under tray should they then go back on, and then we should be in business. Right, so I'm going to try and focus you guys in on what I'm actually doing. So I've raised the suspension up slightly with the jack, and really what I'm trying to do is get these holes to line up with the actual strut. Right, so the first one lines up, so we can then put this bolt back in. Right, so this bolt's now in. I haven't done up too tight because I need to sort of manoeuvre them a bit. So same with this bolt. This is the pinch bolt for the actual strut. So what I'm just trying to do here is see if I can get away with just using the jack to control the levels. Where have I put the nut? Oh, there it is. So pinch bolt in the other side. And there you go. So that's the strut gone back in. That was actually a lot easier than I thought. So now we can lower it back down again. Right, so now it's under load. What we can now then do is tighten all the bolts up. Just be careful here with your hands. Don't put them in places where they can get crushed. That's been tightened up, that's been tightened up. We'll do the actual main ball joint at the bottom. And then I'll use the spanner just in case. Hope that's fine. Okay, so then finally these bolts while we're under tension here. Right, so that's done. So I can put the under tray back on. Right, so the under tray is back on. And then what we can do now is just give everything a quick wash down that we don't need covered in copper slip. Making sure the braking surfaces are nice and clean. Right, so now everything's put back together again. We can lower the suspension and take the tension off. Right, so I can confirm we've now got no play. Obviously now we need to do the other side. It's exactly the same. There is no difference in the slightest. Just follow the same procedure. And then yeah, you should be all sorted. So yeah, let's stick the wheel back on and get the car back on the ground. RIP T40 socket. We will miss you. So there you go guys, that's how you do a front lower wishbone on an E60 61. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you liked the video. Like and subscribe, leave us a comment down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later.